Greetings, good people. I'm the creator of WTF2, where women talk football too, and the author of When Football Season Turns You Into His Side Chick, the ultimate survival guide for relationships and households during football season. I'm award-winning sports writer Latasha Miles, a.k.a. Jones Madden, the Gridiron Goddess, and you're tuned into another installment of A Mile a Minute right here on ESPN the Network. And on today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about the new 7 head coaches. I'm monitoring them in the teams they've taken over. And we're going to get started with the Philadelphia Eagles and their hiring of Doug Peterson, former offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm just going to keep it real. I don't like this move. I really don't think they should have got rid of Chip Kelly, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing about Doug Peterson, I mean, the guy was calling the plays in the Kansas City Chiefs elimination game, and they were down 2 scores. And there was no sense of urgency, no aggression. Nothing about it showed inspired football from the Kansas City Chiefs in their elimination games with his play calling. Also, the guy was the 3rd choice for the Eagles. They really wanted Tom Coughlin first. Then they wanted Ben McAdoo. So it was kind of like, hey, let's just go ahead and get this thing over with and pick up Doug Peterson. Also, 8 years ago, the guy was a high school football coach. And that's not a knock, but I'm just noticing that Philly, they love these high-rising coaches here, i.e. Chip Kelly. I mean, they kind of love how people move up and how they move so fast and escalate in the system, and that's kind of the thing that they go for. But it didn't work out for them with Chip Kelly either, now did it? Well, we'll see how this Doug Peterson thing goes. I wish them the best of luck. Now, moving on to Mike Mularkey with the Titans. Now, of course, he was the interim coach, and they removed the interim tag and went on ahead and made him the head coach. I don't know why they did this, because after they fired my boy, Ken Wisenhunt, there was just something about that 2-7 record after November releasing Wisenhunt that must have inspired them to go ahead and keep Mularkey. Yeah, 2-7. That was his record after they fired Ken. And also, I guess they must have short-term memory, because they must not remember Mularkey's Bills losing to Pittsburgh's backups. Yeah, the whole backups back in 2004. Nor must they remember his one-and-done tenure with Jacksonville in 2012. Yeah, about that. But anyway, I do expect Tennessee to do better this season and improve, but not so much because of the coach, but because of the personnel adjustments that they made. Best of luck to Mularkey. And I mean, even that name just kind of sounds like Mularkey. I can't knock the guy's origin of his name, but just like I said, just even the name Mularkey just sounds kind of murky for you guys to make that with the coaching selection. You want something more powerful or more authoritative, you know. That just doesn't sound like a Spartacus type name to me. But anyway, we will definitely see how it goes. Moving on to Adam Gase, I do like this hiring for Miami. I mean, after all, the guy's been a hot candidate for a head coaching job for the past couple of seasons. He's really made Jay Cutler improve as a quarterback, and that right there is a task within itself. I mean, Stephen A. Smith recently called Jay Cutler the worst quarterback in the league, but again, Cutler did improve vastly under the tenure of Adam Gase. Also, he's a very big improvement from Joe Philbin, who was Miami's former coach, and I think that he'll get Ryan Tannehill back on track as well as the signal caller with the Dolphins. Plus, having 8 games in Chicago, being on that staff versus 8 games in Miami, I mean, the change in weather alone would definitely make me improve as well, and I probably would have more wins with being able to coach in that type of climate. Now, moving on to Ben McAdoo, which he was essentially promoted from the offensive coordinator to the head coach position, and I do like that move. Now, the one thing I didn't like was how the Giants kind of handled Tom Coughlin. I mean, I love Tom Coughlin. I liked him as a coach there. I really liked his leadership, and I just really refuse to believe that him being the coach is the reason why the Giants didn't go to the playoff for 4 consecutive seasons. I just really have a hard time believing that, and I really just do not like the way that they handled getting rid of him as the coach. To be truthfully honest, I think Jerry Reese is a little bit more of the issues there, but hey, I'm not going to touch that. Back to Ben McAdoo. While he was the offensive coordinator, Eli Manning quietly reduced his turnovers over the past 2 seasons. So, again, having that stability, of course, Eli's gotten older as a quarterback, so you definitely want to keep that stability. I think it was a good move for them to have McAdoo and keep him within the Giants organization. Now on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went and hired Yeah, Dirk Cotter. Not Dirk Nowitzki, but Dirk Cotter. And, of course, he was already on the staff. And the bright spot for him last season was Jameis Winston. And I do think that he'll continue and have Jameis Winston improve a little bit more this season, especially with Jameis Winston getting a lot of his help, and they probably would do better with the running game as well. I think he'll continue to do a good job in coaching him. Plus, Dirk is a well-respected coach and a well-respected leader in the football circles as well. Now, Chip Kelly on to San Francisco. Now, he did finish 5 games above 500 in Philly over the past 3 years, but in those 3 years, he only won 10 games twice, and the Philadelphia Eagles essentially became very impatient and removed him. But this marriage with Kelly in San Francisco could be successful as Colin Kaepernick, no matter how stubborn he has been in the offseason, Chip Kelly will bring him success in that system and restore San Francisco's credibility. Now, I'm not expecting San Fran to necessarily return to the glitz and glamour of the year that they went to the Super Bowl, especially not in Chip Kelly's first season. But hiring him is a major step in heading back into that direction. Hugh Jackson to Cleveland, to me, that is the best of the 7 coaching moves. He's well respected in the league, and he's done an excellent job in Cincinnati and reeling Andy Dalton back in, and I'm getting some much more impressive numbers for him in the past 2 seasons. He's also done well with Baltimore and in Atlanta and as Washington as being assistants on those staffs respectively. And he wasn't bad in Oakland. Of course, he finished 8-8, and the bad part about him being in Oakland was the Carson Palmer deal. But he learned, as soon as he got to Cleveland, he made sure that Johnny Manziel's items were cleaned out of the locker room. So that was a good move and a good start there. I like it. Hey, Cleveland's coming off of a high now with the Cavaliers winning the NBA title, and with Hugh Jackson as the head coach this season, who knows, maybe we'll hear some more chants of Cleveland rocks, and that'll carry over into the NFL season as well. Those are my thoughts on the 7 coaches heading into taking over new teams in the 2016 season here on this installment of A Mile a Minute right here on ESPN. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Latasha Miles, a.k.a. Joe Madden, the Gridiron Goddess. I appreciate you. Thanks so much, and I'm out. We'll see you next time.
What's going on, good people? It's your girl again, Latasha Miles, a.k.a. Joan Madden, the Gridiron Goddess. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at she_SPN and at Facebook at Latasha Joan Madden Miles. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is SheSPN the Network. Hey, I'm kind of a big deal. You know, I'm a little bit cute, got some beauty, got some brains. That way on that channel, you'll be able to see the interviews that I've done, some of the famous people that I worked with, the projects I worked on, things of that nature. And don't forget to log on to CreateSpace.com and Amazon.com and get your copies of my book, When Football Season Turns You Into His Side Chick, The Ultimate Survival Guide for Relationships and Households during football season. I appreciate your support, and hey, I gotta run. They're over here calling me on the other line. I gotta manage another fantasy football league. I'm out.